Kimberly Strassel. She is also a Fox News contributor. Kim, I welcome you today. Thank you very much for being here. You know, particularly as we're seeing problems in Arizona with the counting, with the voting machines, then they ran out of paper in Luzerne, which is a red county. I mean, we want to make sure that our legal system is okay, that it is not biased one way or the other. But a lot of folks are wary of it these days.
You know, one of the reasons the Department of Justice, David, has always been a little bit different than other cabinet departments, and why the Attorney General is meant to keep a bit of a distance from the president, is because we've always understood that department needs to be blind in its application of justice. It cannot be operating in a partisan fashion. And yet, think of the questions that have come one right after the other over the past 5 to 6 years. You had the FBI and the Russia collusion hoax, which they were involved with. The questions of whether or not there was political shenanigans going on in terms of Hunter Biden and the laptop, and whether or not that was taken seriously. Questions about the Mar-a-Lago raid and what was behind that. We've had FBI whistleblowers coming forward. So there is a lot of mistrust right now, and I think that's what you also see bleed over into some of these questions about elections too.
And then we had the Durham Commission and their report. Even though he didn't get a prosecution, one of the people he was prosecuting was found innocent, but the information that he dug up about the way that the FBI was tainting evidence and doing all kinds of things that really indicated that they had a political agenda. I mean, not since Richard Nixon have we seen a law enforcement agency used to political ends the way it has been over the past couple of years.
Yeah, and think about the way you just said that. They were either used, which is embarrassing for them, that they were so run around by the Hillary Clinton campaign and Democratic operatives, or they were part of it. And they were willingly engaging in partisan bias. And that is something that's even more terrifying. And I think there is a lot of evidence that came out of Durham that there was a lot of winking and nodding. They knew exactly who they were dealing with, who had brought them this information. But that bias played in, and they decided that they were going to nobly save the country from Donald Trump with this investigation that they did. And we simply, I want to be clear, by the way, though, too, David, there are tens of thousands of people who work at these agencies, and many of them are excellent. They're devoted to keeping the country safe all the time. From what we have learned about, this is really a problem in the upper echelons of these agencies, and partisan and political bias there.
Well, a lot of the people who are decent and do want a blind justice system, the way it's envisioned by our founders, have been coming out kind of secretly because they're afraid of any kind of pushback from the agencies, particularly with this administration power. But if Republicans win tonight, if they win both the House and the Senate particularly, but even if it's just the House, there will be investigations, and I believe some of those decent individuals who really do care about blind justice in America will come through in committee hearings, no?
Yeah, we've had Senator Ron Johnson and Chuck Grassley say they've been approached by multiple FBI whistleblowers. Obviously, Jim Jordan in the House had said the same. Now, the House, the majority party, has almost unlimited subpoena power. But the one thing I would say, yes, and we need to get to the bottom of all of this. I do hope, though, that Republicans understand that Americans want to see those investigations done in a sober way, to be targeted on the departments and the issues, not as vendettas or witch hunts, and that they need to be done alongside the serious job of governance. And that's been one of the problems in recent years, is Democrats have been one nonstop investigation machine, combined with really bad legislation that gets cooked up in smoke-filled rooms and everyone votes on it in 2 hours and goes home. There needs to be some real Republican effort to once again have due process and order, and have people in committees and amendments and be transparent and get some real people's work done alongside these investigations.
And that would seem to mean that you don't have committee hearings that blossom into impeachment hearings. And I think you could get more mileage if these were bipartisan investigations, right?
Right. Regular order. Can we just do regular order where like average members of Congress come up with ideas, they take them to committee, we debate them, we have amendments, they come to the floor, we amend them again? I mean, how long has it been since any of that happened in the House or the Senate? Americans want to return to that.
Yeah, I think Americans do, but I wonder if the horse is out of the barn, as they say, in terms of what's happening inside the Beltway. I just can't imagine them getting back to it anytime soon. But who knows? Miracles happen every day, so we'll see if they do this time. Kim Strassel, great to see you. We look forward to your column every Friday. Thanks for being here.